Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Chalk Talk here in the DK Pittsburgh Sports Steelers YouTube channel. Chris Halicke here for Week 3 of the 2024 Jets season, breaking down Aaron Rodgers' performance game by game. Last time around, we looked at every single one of his dropbacks just for time's sake, for also the NFL not blocking stuff sake, possibly. We're going to look at a lesser number of plays per game, but I will do everything I can to fill in the gaps. Try to also keep these videos well under 40 minutes. So let's take a look at some plays that I've got from this game that really help kind of tell the story of what happened. Now, this one was a 24-3 win for the Jets. They improved to 2-1 in the season. Aaron Rodgers' stat line was very good, 27 for 35. For 281 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. That's a passer rating of 118.9. ESPN's QBR was also very high at 81.4. He was sacked twice for a loss of 14 yards. On the PFF side of things, they didn't credit him with any big-time throws, but also no turnover-worthy plays. His overall grade that he got for the game was 82.1, so close to that 86.2 we got in week 1. A passing grade of 78, okay, so a little less, but he also had a rushing grade of 72.6, and we're going to see why. His scrambling in this game was something to take note of, that's for sure. Aaron Rodgers had 3 carries for 18 yards on the game with a long of 11. That was part of a team that ran the ball 33 times for 133 yards and a touchdown. 133 yards is good, but on 33 carries, that's not quite as impressive. It's an average of 4 yards per carry, so it's okay. But let's dive into it. So this play right here, Aaron Rodgers, he takes a snap. He gets back here. He's obviously looking, short here. Looks like he got Mike Williams running this in. He looks... I mean, you could throw this for sure, but he also is starting to feel pressure right here. That's going to pop up a couple of times. So what he does is he actually scrambles out, and, you get like Garrett Wilson running over here, and you got some guys that are kind of covered up. There's not really much there, but there's all of this green grass to run to right here, and the first down marker is right at the 40-yard line. So, my God, if you can go get it, then... go get it. Slide, go get it. People saying this guy can't move anymore, and this was earlier in the season. Like from what I do know about Aaron Rodgers' season on the whole, is that he got more comfortable and moved a little bit better later in the season. So here we are. It's week 3, and he gets a really good scramble early on. Again, I think he's looking for that. We were talking about that in from Mike Williams over on that side. He's looking there, and again, Breece Hall just doesn't do well here with the pass protection. He kind of gets blown up, and now Rodgers has a dude kind of right there. So he has to kind of scramble out, and then when he does, again, when you're looking in that direction, Williams by this time is kind of covered up. You could try to throw with anticipation about there, but you're talking about having to flip your hips around this way and then throw the ball. It's a little much. There's not really, even Williams there, he sees Rodgers is running this direction, so he stops and then turns, and he starts to try to, run back and get open. And Rodgers just says, like, no, screw this. I'm just going to go get the first down, move the chains. That's what football's all about sometimes, is just moving the chains. What you don't want to see is a guy taking what he's given and moving the chains when he could have had a wide open receiver downfield and gotten a big chunk. Like we saw that quite a bit with Kenny Pickett, for example. That's not what this is here. So, all right, next play. Rodgers, let's see, he drops back foot hits. Looks like he's looking, you got these underneath routes right here. Possibly could be going to that guy right there, maybe looking to go right here. Doesn't pull the trigger. Tackle gets eaten up and he ends up taking the sack. Let's see what he's actually looking at. You got the tight end here. He's just running down the seam. I mean, it definitely looks like he's looking in that direction for sure. Again, this is why this end zone view is so good. And he obviously, when you see him back foot and pats the ball, he's not liking what he's seeing. Maybe he doesn't trust the tight end. You could run this crosser, but the linebacker looks like he's going to be going with him. So he kind of hesitates. He looked, and you remember we look over here. This is another area he kind of looks to. And, he thinks about it. It's not really there. Then you kind of run out of time. So, yeah, take the sack. That you don't ever want to do that, but all right. So it's not a great start. The one thing that Rodgers did really well in this game, again, these are not his first two plays. These are plays that I've taken from the game to kind of give you a synopsis of what happened. But the quick game was huge in this game for Rodgers. That is one of the reasons why he was 27 of 35. Lots of really short, quick completions. I do have a few of those in here to kind of illustrate what that looked like and why Rodgers is still, even at his age, still very, very efficient running the quick game, especially when his receivers are running routes on time. Everything's good. It's a well-oiled machine. That's what you want to see. Play action here. Rodgers, he is dialing up this back shoulder throw to Garrett Wilson. And I've got a few Garrett Wilson targets in this game for a reason. Because as efficient as Rodgers was in this game, there were some incompletions in Wilson's direction. And this is not meant to be a knock whatsoever on Garrett Wilson. He is immensely talented. But there, at least, through the first 3 games that I've watched of this season, there is a disconnect of sorts with Garrett Wilson. We saw it. I think it was against the 49ers in the season opener where he ran that arrow route and he didn't run right out of it. And you could tell Rodgers was just pumping and wanted to throw. And he couldn't because Wilson didn't get out of his break. He was too busy hand fighting and he ended up throwing a pick. It's that kind of stuff. He kind of runs routes his own way. And then you have, there was the other one where he made a catch far away from the sideline and didn't somehow get 2 feet in bounds. This is another one. Rodgers has, he practically invented the back shoulder throw on this just kind of go route down the sideline. He throws this and Wilson he doesn't get 2 feet in bounds. I don't know if he just loses where he is on the sideline or what this is, but am I pinning this on Aaron Rodgers? Is this a bad ball from Aaron Rodgers? I don't think so. I mean, if that's George Pickens, do we have confidence that he's going to make that catch with 2 feet in bounds? Yeah, probably most of the time. Now, granted, George Pickens has some of the greatest body control of anybody in football. But, I mean, Rodgers, that's I don't think you can ask for a better ball from Rodgers. Wilson it looks like he just loses track of where he is, doesn't know where the sideline is, and he doesn't get 2 feet in. So that's a missed opportunity there. This is not even the first time in this game that there seems to be some sort of disconnect with Rodgers and Wilson. I don't know what that is. Rodgers and Wilson might never actually say, "Oh yeah, we were way off" or anything like that. They may be like, "Yeah, everything was great." The film is telling me something else. I don't know what it was, but this is telling me that there was a disconnect there of some sort. Next play, Rodgers, back foot, and this is what I'm talking about with the quick game, man. You get this little quick in right here, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, back. I mean, This is Rodgers working the quick game so well. Again, it just hit the back foot, all cleats in the ground, fire it. The release is still so quick. Put it right on him. Completion. He did this. He picked the Patriots apart with this. It didn't matter if it was zone or if it was against man. He was just completing these at will. one of the reasons why he completed such a high percentage of his throws in this game. Next play here, Rodgers, back foot. Definitely looking left. I don't know why he might not like this. I don't know what receiver that is. Wilson's kind of doing this little out and up type thing, maybe. Or this little out and up. And that's a weird route. But Rodgers doesn't like it no matter what it is. And you've got Lazard coming across on this drag. That ends up really kind of bailing him out because Rodgers doesn't like this. He gets pressure right away. He feels it. He gets out. And again, we're talking Aaron Rodgers. Some people saying, oh, he can't move anymore, blah, blah, blah. Again, I'm not buying it. He gets out. He hits Lazard right there. I mean, again, you feel pressure. I mean, by the time his back foot hits, you should not already be about to be feeling pressure. That is a breakdown in pass protection. And Lazard running this drag right there is definitely going to help him out because Rodgers is able to, feel the pressure, move out of the way. Can he scramble the way he used to? Of course not. But is he completely immobile? No. Gets out, hits Lazard. Lazard makes the guy miss, goes downfield, gets a big chunk. Again, breaking down Aaron Rodgers' play. What are we seeing here that doesn't work? That's just completely nope, no thanks. Not really seeing it yet. Not in this game. Again, quick game stuff. Hits that back foot. He's getting ready to throw. Okay, look at the anticipation here. Passing motion begins right there. When the ball begins to separate from the two hands, when the two hands are together and then the ball begins to separate, that is the start of the throwing motion. Wilson's running this in right here, and look at where he is when the throwing motion is beginning. That, my friends, is throwing with a gigantic A anticipation. Throws it out. Right on him. Move the chains. That was a third down, by the way. Third down. Moves the chains. I mean, this is just back foot. This is definitely like Rodgers' own footwork, lower body stuff. But he just puts it right on him, man. Dude can still sling it. Today was also, I'm recording this on Tuesday for you guys here on Wednesday. Was that minicamp today, watching Rodgers in person, watching him throw? Dude can still sling it. He can still sling it. All right, next play here. Rodgers, let's see, back foot. Didn't like what he saw. He checked over here. I think he checks here just to see, because, let's see, yeah. So whoever's over here, this is probably Wilson's running a go. Patriots are in, this is straight up cover 2. You got, again, what do we talk about when we get to this point right here? If the safeties get a little bit more width here and they kind of play more out here, especially when you have this go, this safety has to kind of respect it and help take that away. This window right here gets wide open. This is why it's called a middle field open coverage. Rodgers sees it, knows he's got this tight end running down the seam, down in the middle of the field. Layers the throw. Good stuff, man. A little bit of a high snap. Again, checks on the go route, not there. Safe. So he sees the safety also over there, knowing, okay, I've got middle field open here. So I can turn, I can find my tight end, I can layer the throw. Let's watch it. Yeah, that's a good throw. Right over the top. Bam. All right. Next play. Rodgers. Again, quick game here. We've seen, a couple of examples, but Rodgers was really, really feeling it with the quick game. And usually when this stuff happens, when quarterbacks get into their rhythm, especially when you're working the quick game and you're already accurate, you get into this rhythm, it almost becomes routine for you to just be accurate, right? Looks like, I think this is the play. Yeah, he's running. He's throwing this out right here, and he misses. Look who's targeted. Let's see. That is Garrett Wilson. Again, like I don't know what to really make of it. Is it Garrett Wilson and his route running? Is it Rodgers? What is it? This is something that is tangible on film. Like, there are just too many misses between this quarterback and this receiver. Is Wilson running his out too deep? Because, this lands way, way away from Wilson. This is thrown like he's expecting this to be like here, not like all the way up here. So, like, I don't know. I'm like, we've seen these same mechanics. You could say, oh, that foot isn't stepping like here, it's stepping back here, and so maybe that's causing him to drift. But again, we've seen these same mechanics from Rodgers on other throws where he's been precision, like all this precision accuracy. Like, I don't know. I'm not trying to find blame, excuse blame, anything like that. It's just interesting to me. It is really interesting because Garrett Wilson is very, very talented. Aaron Rodgers is obviously, like, at the height of his powers, one of the 10 greatest quarterbacks of all time, if not 5 greatest quarterbacks of all time. There's a disconnect here. I'm going to keep harping on that. Anyway, next play. Got some play action. Rodgers looks like he's looking, obviously, in this direction. Oh, looks like he's wanting to go for this bomb. And you have no safeties deep. So he's running this. This safety's down low. This safety's down low. You got that. He doesn't throw it. Why? And he ends up checking it down right here. What down is it? It's second down. Okay. It's what, 2nd and 7? 2nd and 6? A 2nd and 7? Make it 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Okay, I'm good with that, but why didn't you throw this? This is one-on-one. Give your guy a chance. I don't know. Again, I'm not sitting here being like, oh, he should have done this. I'm just curious, like, why wasn't that thrown? Just a little curious. Because, he's definitely checking that. Back foot hits. He wants to. He definitely, like, it looks like he's about to let that go. And then he just decides, no, I'm not going to. And again, Garrett Wilson, like, is that where, again, not trying to make stuff up here. It's a legitimate question. And if Aaron Rodgers were sitting here right next to him, I might, like, ask him at that point, okay, listen, you and Wilson have not connected a couple of times in this game so far. Do you just not pull the trigger there because you don't trust it? Like, I think that's a legitimate question. I'm not trying to find blame. We're literally looking at the film and trying to break down what might have happened there. It ends up being a decent play. Again, you turn 2nd and 7 into 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2 is very manageable. Check it down. Take it. Get sandwiched, by the way. Good Lord. Ugh. Nobody wants to take that, especially somebody who's 40 years old. I'm 38 or 37, and I wouldn't want to take that. Of course, I'm a lot smaller than Aaron Rodgers, too. Next play. All right, move Wilson out to be the number 1 here on the bottom. Right there. I don't know if that's where it's going. I don't remember which play this is. Back foot. Doesn't like what he sees. Got the number 2. Looks like he's running a corner. Wilson's kind of running this Little in right there. What's the number 3 doing? Tight end. He's running this. So you got this curl, got this corner, and then you got this in right here. No, Rodgers doesn't like it no matter what. And honestly, I don't really blame him. I mean, yeah, you could really try to like force that right there, but that's a dangerous throw possibly. Wilson's kind of covered up. You got a guy both underneath and over the top of this corner, so not really stoked about that. So get out, scramble. Now, Conklin right here does a really good job of seeing that and then going in the direction of the quarterback. And then Rodgers finds him. Let's take a look at the end zone view so we can get a better view of the actual throw itself. Because he didn't like anything there. I mean, and you're getting full field read here. I mean, he's looking here. He's looking here. Like right at that linebacker. Where's that linebacker at? He looks back over here. I mean, he's going everywhere before he decides, nope, I'm feeling pressure. I'm going to get out and go over here. Especially whenever the tackle then loses here. He gets out. All right, let's look at the throw. Yeah, I mean, pretty good, all things considered. I mean, it moves the chains. Good chunk. All right, next play. Oh, yeah, this is a good throw. All right, you get Garrett Wilson running this right here. Play action fake. This is kind of a vintage Rodgers throw. I think he was maybe possibly wanting Lazard on this inbreaker. That's completely covered up. So he gets out. He sees Wilson. And this isn't exactly open for sure. And this is like off-platform throw. I mean, there will be times in the 2025 season, depending if he stays healthy, in which Aaron Rodgers is going to make throws like this that are going to make you think, holy crap, we've got the 4-time MVP again. I wouldn't necessarily put your hopes on that, but there will be times in which he's able to summon the fountain of youth and make these type of banana throws, whatever. Ridiculous 4-time MVP Aaron Rodgers throws. Off platform, off the back foot. I mean, this can only be right there and nowhere else. If it's anywhere closer in this direction, it's incomplete, maybe even picked off. It just is. Like, there's no two ways around it. You get the play action fake. Again, I think he's looking for Lazard, who's coming in on this inbreaker. He doesn't take it because then he kind of gets further out. And then, again, off platform. Is he completely off the ground? No, the back foot is touching the ground. But the time that he gets rid of the ball, his left foot is off the ground. His right foot, he's on his tippy toes. And this ball is literally thrown so hard, and it's right there. Literally out of... it cannot be in a more perfect spot, because if it's any further over this way, it's likely incomplete. If it's any further this way, it's bare minimum incomplete or maybe even intercepted. This is a ridiculous throw. I actually would really like to challenge PFF for why that's not called a big-time throw. This is a ridiculous throw. Best throw of the season so far. Of the 3 games that I've watched in its entirety, this is the best throw so far. Holy shnikes. All right. Like I said, you're going to get some times in which Aaron Rodgers is vintage. Let's see. Back foot, doesn't like what he sees, gets out. Oh, yeah, I remember why I put this one in here. tight end here does a good job of, again, quarterback scrambling, move in the direction of the quarterback. Rodgers takes a shot, man. And actually, I did look at it. The Jets got called for roughing the passer. He completes the pass, too. I mean, this is great stuff. But, man, he takes a shot. Doesn't like what he sees. Okay. Again, we think Rodgers, and this is also good protection. He doesn't necessarily have to break the pocket here, but this is also when Rodgers will still try to be Aaron Rodgers of old, like prime Aaron Rodgers, and Rodgers would already be good enough in the quick game and so on, so in a lot of different ways from the pocket. But what he would really, really do, like he was already good enough pre-snap, quick game, all that stuff, and then he'd put himself even more over the top by being able to get outside the pocket and just shred defenses, either by getting back-breaking yards, like picking up 8 yards on 3rd and 7 on the ground, or making throws like this, in which he's just getting out, he's ad-libbing. And again, watch how quickly he flips his hips before he throws. Just watch. That is, Rodgers' mechanics are unorthodox for sure, but there are certain things that he does that are technically sound for any quarterback whatsoever. Flipping your hips around like that is absolutely one of them. And again, the throw is right on the money, but man alive, he takes a shot. Doesn't look like there was any contact to the head, but man, he takes a shot there. Woo-hoo! He could have easily just thrown that away, ducked for cover. So this whole thing that Rodgers just refuses to do anything that's going to get him hit, there's a play that kind of flies in the face of that. All right, let's hurry these up. Got a few more plays left. Next play here, Rodgers, quick throw to the outside. Again, we're talking back shoulder. I mean, we've already seen, one, he actually did connect, and then just Garrett Wilson didn't get the feet in bounds. This one, it's way behind him, and Wilson's nowhere in reach. Again, it's the same thing. Like, what is the disconnect here? I don't know what it is. I mean, this is nowhere to be close. I don't know. I wish I had an answer. Back foot. Could possibly hit Wilson kind of coming across here. I don't know if that's what direction he's looking. It might not even matter. Oh, yeah, it does not matter. It does not matter. I do want to have all of the times that he's sacked in to see kind of who might be at fault. Is this because Rodgers held on to it for too long? Is this because pass protection broke down? And this just looks like 77 just gets beat. Ugh. This is not how you protect. I mean, Rodgers' back foot hits there. He's ready to throw there. Doesn't necessarily like it. And again, we're looking at this really, really slow. I mean, let's look at the real speed from the time his back foot hits to the time he gets hit. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's not on the quarterback. That's not on the quarterback. All right, next play. Rodgers, back foot. Oh, we're going either go ball or back shoulder. Back shoulder. Oh, that's not Garrett Wilson. Is that Mike Williams? Yep, sure is. If anything, that ball might need to be a little further outside. But, we saw it in Pittsburgh last year. Williams can make these contested catches. So the first back shoulder throw he does to Mike Williams that's completed, he's now tried 2 to Garrett Wilson, and neither have been completed. Questions that are worth asking. I'm not going to sit here and try to ask Aaron Rodgers now. I'm not going to show up at minicamp tomorrow and be like, hey, Aaron, how come things didn't work out with you and Garrett Wilson in week 3 against the Patriots? No, I'm not doing that. I think this is the last play I actually have dialed up here. Back foot already throwing. Yeah, we're already throwing this. Wilson up, kind of up the seam, attacking that seam in cover 3. The seams are open. There are windows here. You know, when you're in cover 3, these windows right here can be exploited. We saw Patrick Mahomes do it against the Steelers on Christmas. Is this just a low ball from Rodgers? Is he trying to protect Wilson? I don't know. Yeah. That one looks like it's more on Rodgers. I don't know what more he could have done. Like, what I'm talking about Garrett Wilson, what more Garrett Wilson could have done. That does look like that ball needs to be higher. But again, when you have such obvious disconnect between a quarterback and a receiver, blame doesn't even matter at that point. There's just clear issues that need to be worked out. And both players could be at fault. I am going to say, though, benefit of the doubt usually goes to the quarterback because nobody knows the playbook better than the quarterback. And when you look at somebody with Rodgers' pedigree and his very detail-oriented need for what's the best way to try to say this? How meticulous he is with detail and timing and all this stuff, and this stuff keeps not connecting. I begin to question whether it's more the receiver. Again, immensely talented dude, but I don't know what the disconnect is there. But anyway, so that was week 3. I thought Rodgers overall, even of the stuff that I didn't show from the game, from what I did watch all of these dropbacks, all 40 of them. Again, 2 of them sacks, 3 of them turned into rushes. I thought this was a good game from Aaron Rodgers. I thought this was his best game of the season. I know PFF didn't give him as high of a grade as they did in the loss to the 49ers in the season opener, but I thought this was his best game of the first 3 so far. Again, the quick game was precise. It was working. The real big flaws was what did Garrett Wilson have in this game? Let's see. I mean, Garrett Wilson did end up with 5 catches for 33 yards, but he was targeted 9 times. Tyler Conklin was targeted 6 times, caught 5 passes. Alan Lazard targeted 3 times, caught all 3. Mike Williams targeted 4 times, caught 3 of them. I mean, everybody else. Breece Hall caught 4 of 5 targets. Xavier Gibson caught 2 of 2 targets. Ruckert caught 2 of 2 targets. Braylon Allen caught 3 of 3 targets. I mean, why are almost half of the targets to Garrett Wilson not connecting? So, anyway, we'll pick this up tomorrow. It'll be week 4. I don't remember who they play in week 4. I'll have to look that up, but either way, week 4, 2024 coming up tomorrow. Catch you guys then. See you later.